All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. We have a good one for you today, and it's again about gold forecasting. This time, it's with the Franco-Nevada chairman, Pierre Lassonde, and he was doing an interview with Kitco News with Miss Daniela herself. Also, gotta give her a shout out and also say congratulations on the new baby twins, I think. Um, okay, so before we get into it, just want to say if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate you watching this. Also, please like the video. Please share it to help get this economic evangelism out there. Let's get into it. So here's a quote from Pierre Lassonde in this interview with Daniela. Well, I'm still looking at 2 to 5 years at the peak of the Dow gold ratio. Now, he's saying this in response to a question that Daniela asked about whether he still thinks that gold will hit $20,000 an ounce. So he still thinks there's going to be a peak of the Dow gold ratio. So I'm going to continue. That's my mantra. I actually created the ratio as I was creating my Franco-Nevada report in 1999. That's when it first appeared. The point that I made was that the peak of the credit bubble and everything else, the Dow gold ratio goes down to 1 to 1. In 1980, the Dow was 800 and gold was 800. The same in 1934. It was actually 1.4 to 1.4. Today, we're at about 17 to 1. I'm sorry, before I meant 1.4 to 1. Okay. Coming down from 22 to 1 even just a few months ago. The ratio peaked at 7 to 1 in 2011. If it's not 1 to 1, it will still be very close. I just don't know if the Dow will still be at 23,000 or it will be at 16,000. And even if it is 2 to 1, the gold price will be materially higher than it is today. Now, today, recording this, the gold price is at $17.30 an ounce. So also in this interview, he cites supply chain disruptions and global monetary policies influencing the gold price number. So let's take a look at what he could be referring to. And here we have the International Monetary Fund's policy responses to the issue. Now, you might have seen this data in previous videos with Ronnie Strofferle when I did my video on stagflation. Definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. But what I am, what blows me away about this policy tracker is that it tracks 193 economies. 193 economies have monetary and fiscal and other stimulus responses to this issue. That means there's going to be a lot of money sloshing around. Now, what countries? We have Tajikistan. We have Tanzania. Oh, they don't have anything here. Thailand. Timor-Leste. Togo. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Going back to the top, I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Let's go to the U's. Uganda, Ukraine. What else do we have here? United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, and us, United States of America. We all know how much money we've been throwing at this problem. Okay, so let's talk forecasting. That's the point of this video, right? Okay, so with forecasting, let's give Pierre Lassonde his height of $20,000 an ounce. That's what he's called before in the past. So I'm going to peg him there at $20,000 an ounce. Now, I'm also going to peg him at a number he didn't necessarily call, but I'm going to create based off of what he said in his quote that I read earlier on. So I'm going to go with the worst case scenario that he gave, which was $16,000 Dow at 2 to 1. So that means that gold, worst case scenario for Pierre, is $8,000 an ounce. So we have a lower bound of 8,000. We have a higher bound, upper bound of 20,000. If you actually find the average of this, so 20,000 plus 8,000 divided by 2, that equals 14,000. Now, if you take a look at this data here, now, actually, if you didn't see the previous video before this, please check it out. All of this that I'm showing you will make a lot more sense. I'm going to breeze through this information and data right now. But Jim Rickards in the past has called for $14,000 an ounce by the end of this bull market. Bull market for gold is 2016 to 2026. Pierre Lassonde has said from 2 to 5 years, he sees the Dow gold ratio hitting 1 to 1 in a perfect scenario. In a worst case scenario, 2 to 1 at $16,000 or 16,000 Dow. Okay, so worst case scenario for him, 8,000. Average for him, 14,000. Higher bound, upper bound is 20,000. Jim has called for an upper bound of, I've even heard him say 20,000. I've heard him say 50,000 if things get really crazy. I haven't heard him give a lower bound. I haven't heard him give a worst case scenario yet. But his average, based off of the performance or the averaged performance of the last two bull markets, is 14,000. Okay, now mine, let's go down here. Again, check out the last video if you want to see more of this in my breakdown. My worst case scenario was $2,692. My best case scenario was $26,000 roughly. And my average scenario was $17,000 an ounce. So if we were to then take my average number of 26,000 and 2,000 being the lower bound here, roughly we should have a similar outcome to what Pierre and Jim called. Because remember, 26 plus 2, roughly, again being very rough, is 28. 28 divided by 2 is 14. Add 3 zeros onto that, we have $14,000 an ounce. So my average between my lower bound and my upper bound actually is pretty much in lockstep with their averages. So here's my data. I gave you Jim's, I gave you Pierre's. What is yours? So let me know in the comment section below, where do you see gold by 2026, or where do you see gold 2 to 5 years from now? And also let me know where your lower bound, average, and upper bound ranges are. Thanks again for watching this video. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. And thanks again.